All right, welcome back, and I'm here now with Leo from Combat Customs.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Good to meet you as well. Thank you. I'm doing great. So how long have you been with Combat Customs here?
I've been working on the bike for about 4 months now.
4 months. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you prior service then?
Yeah, I served in the Army, did 15 months in Iraq.
Oh, wow. Okay. How long were you in the Army total?
About 3 years.
3 years?
Had an injury, ended up getting discharged for that.
Yeah. And then, how long have you been out now?
I've been out since 2009.
Okay. Did you find some struggles coming back in before coming into Combat Customs?
Yeah, there's struggles with PTSD, with reintegrating into civilian life after the military. So it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah. And how has Combat Customs helped you along?
You got a good group of guys here. You can call them anytime. They help you out through whatever. And then learning how to work on a motorcycle. It helps you learn new skills, and it helps you to kind of get your mind off of things and have a good time.
Cool. Do you have a lot of experience with bikes prior to this, or?
Actually, no. This is gonna be the first motorcycle I've ever owned. I just got my license last year.
Oh, very cool. Nice. Yeah. And so you're building your own here?
Yep. Yeah, we're working on a 95 Sportster.
That's fantastic. That's very cool. Not only, it's an exciting thing to get your first bike, but to build your first bike.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I always worked on cars before the military, so
nice.
It's never a motorcycle. And then I got my license, and it was like looking around, trying to find bikes, and I found Mike and talked to him, and I was like, well, this is definitely something to be definitely worth it.
Excellent. So this program's been working out for you really well then?
Oh, it definitely has.
Cool. Meeting new friends and everything. And
yeah,
I know I was telling some of the other guys, I know like myself, I was in 01 to 07. And, when I got out, that finding that same level of camaraderie that you get in the service, it's very difficult. And it's hard to talk to people who haven't been there, and in a way that they can understand, because it's hard to articulate to even say we understand it ourselves. So how do you explain that to somebody else?
You can only do it with, like you said, with other people that have been there, and you're all used to the same kind of lifestyle, same kind of not the same personalities, but you learn to work with everybody, and
and that's an interesting aspect. It's like when you think about getting together with a group of friends, you come together with a common interest, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening in the service. You guys are all, we come together from completely different backgrounds. We didn't come together because of any kind of a similar interest, really.
Yeah.
Everybody joins the service for a different reason when they join,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's equally, you could be serving alongside the guy who's just extremely patriotic, or the guy that the judge told him it's this or jail.
Yeah.
You don't know who it's going to be, and then, is it just for the free school or this or that? But whatever it is that brought you in the first place, is not who you are when you come out.
Oh yeah, when you get out, you're a completely different person.
Right. And that's one of the things we're talking about as well, was that integration back into society. You're not who you were before you went in, so now you're not just picking up where you left off. And I think that's a common misconception some people have, is that, well, you get out, you do your thing, you do your years, you come in, you pick up where you left off. Absolutely not.
Oh no, you become a completely different person, whether it be through experiences or learning other things from other people. You're never the same.
Right.
So the reintegration process with that is, people expect you to be who you were, but like you said, you're not. So it's definitely difficult.
Yeah. Did you find that at all, trying to get back and hang out with some of the old friends and do some of the same old things and just?
It was definitely was a change. There were people that I used to hang around, and it's like when I got out, it was like, well, you're still acting like a high schooler, and it's different. So now you don't fit with the same group of people most times.
Yeah. Well, this is a fantastic program. I'm glad to see this here. This is wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me and to show me your bike here. And I'm excited to see what happens when you get out there. And hopefully I'll be joining you guys for a good ride.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome.